Let's start out in 1974 with Texas Chain Saw Massacre. A summary for this film: two siblings and three of their friends en route to visit their grandfather's grave in Texas end up falling victim to a family of cannibalistic psychopaths and must survive the terrors of Leatherface and his family. Directed by Tobe Hooper, or is it Tobe Hooper? Which one is it?
Tobe.
I always thought it was Tobe.
Whatever you want to say.
It's probably Toby, but he didn't.
Written by Kim Henkel and Tobe Hooper. Jason, do you have any information?
Oh, sure do. Tagline: Who will survive and what will be left of them? Distributed by Bryanston Distributing, and on this has a ton of releases, but I think as of today, the best release is the 40th anniversary from Dark Sky. But here the 4K is coming soon, so I would hold out.
Yeah. So, a little trivia about this movie. According to John Larroquette, his payment for doing the opening narration was a marijuana joint. So that's fun. The van that they used, the infamous van, was owned by Ted Nicolau, who's the director of Terror Vision and Subspecies. He recorded audio for the movie, so I thought that was kind of cool too. I think that about this movie is the most amazing thing is that there's not very much gore in it, and it's like it went through several cuts to get out of an X rating, and there's not really much gore at all to begin with, but they achieved all this horrifying effect. Yeah, he was setting out for PG-13, but yeah.
You got an X.
Yeah.
I always say, Frank, the first time you showed me this, I literally got sick to my stomach watching it. So,
yeah, I think it's just the way it's shot. It's just gritty and grungy. Who's your favorite character? I like Franklin a lot, honestly. I love his whining. He makes me laugh the whole fucking time. I like it a lot. He makes me, when he rolls down the hill, when he's spitting and bitching, love it all.
I agree. He's fantastic.
What was the first time you watched this, Jason? How old were you when you watched this?
16.
Yeah.
I know I had my license. I think I watched it at Whitaker's house.
Yeah. VHS days.
Oh, for sure.
Randy, did I let you borrow this or something?
Yeah, we watched it at your house, man.
Yeah.
You were like, hey, you should check this out, and if you like it, I've got part 2. You can take it home with you. And I was like, all right. And then, like 30 minutes into it, I'm like, what do you got me watching here, man? This is the most disgusting, messed up thing I've ever seen in my life.
Did we watch it in my weird bedroom with my corn posters on the wall and stuff?
Yes, we did.
Yeah. That was the times.
Yeah. But it literally gave me a sense of dread like the first Exorcist movie did. I hadn't felt that way since I was a little kid. It made me uncomfortable. And then I borrowed the part 2 from you and held it for a while before I actually watched it because it messed me up.
Yeah. This movie's soundtrack is really weird too. It's like essential for making the movie what it is, but you wouldn't want to ever own it and listen to it because it's just noise. It's like slaughterhouse noises. It would be terrible. You would be an insane person if you just listen to the soundtrack. It wouldn't make any sense. One of the characters people don't normally talk about in this movie is the guy at the gas station with the bucket and the rag. He does an exceptional job. I just want to say he's underrated. If you know, he was right on top of washing that windshield. It was great. Yeah, and I noticed something. I've watched this movie a ton of times, but it's COVID-19. We got the virus, guys, right? I noticed that.
What virus?
I don't know.
We got the virus going around, and I noticed that Sally uses Franklin's knife to cut up some barbecue, after the hitchhiker cuts his hand with it, right? Doesn't he use it to cut his hand? And then Franklin uses it to clean his nails, and then he wipes it on this dirty ass shirt. And then she like cuts up some barbecue with it. I was like,
is that blood? You think that's blood? That could be blood.
Yeah. I think the art director Robert Burns had a lot to do with how this movie turned out, the atmosphere and stuff. He also worked on The Hills Have Eyes, Tourist Trap, Microwave Massacre, The Howling, a ton of shit. Mausoleum, Reanimator.
Microwave Massacre.
But think about just how it looked, not the movie in general. It had a definite look. Yeah. I think this is a perfect horror movie. Really, it's gritty and dark. It almost I think the thing about it is it almost seems like a snuff film by the end of it. It's so crazy. And Jim Siedow, is that how you say his name? The guy that plays Drayton Sawyer. He's just always good. It's a shame he wasn't in more stuff. I also think this is the best Leatherface ever looks. Yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 for me.
Yeah, me too. 10 out of 10, perfect. It's why I think, in my opinion, it's why so many people try to copy it. You know, over the years, that the format of it, it's a perfect horror film.
Yeah, what say you, Jason?
What say me? So I see this question all the time. So what do you guys think? Is this a slasher?
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I would say so.
I don't know.
What do you think?
Yeah.
I think so too. I don't even know why there's really a question.
Yeah.
And some of their reasoning is like, well, they come to him. He doesn't stalk and do the cat and mouse. Like, well, yeah, he does do the cat and mouse thing. He does hunt them down. They come to him. So what? He's still like it's still a slasher. I don't know. Anyways,
right.
Iconic movie, iconic figure, Leatherface, big dude wearing freaking skin. I mean, waving a chainsaw around, absolutely terrifying. Cinematography is great. I hear people talk about it all the time, like other cinematographers that will reference this movie, and it just feels great. Like you said, it kind of feels like a snuff film. I mean, I guess that's probably just some of that. I'm like, there's no gore, hardly any blood, but it's one of the most terrifying movies there is. A lot of people are like, only this, like, you watch it once and appreciate it, and then never really want to revisit it again. Like, how many times do you want to?
Have you seen a meat hook in person?
No, I haven't. Really?
Well, if you see a meat hook, it's gonna trigger you.
Oh yeah.
The second I seen it, I was like, oh. I just
Frankie,
that penetrating your body. Or being hung up on.
Frank, you talked about Francis being your favorite character.
Yeah,
I never really hated the character so much.
Oh, really?
But it's kind of it's a compliment to him, because like
I think that's the goal. Yeah,
he did a good job. But no, I didn't watch this movie all the way through until I was probably 16. But I did see clips of this movie when I'm gonna guess I was about 10 years old. I have a distant relative. He has Down syndrome. Well, he passed away now, but he had Down syndrome. So he was like, I don't know, I think he was like 35, but had like a mind of an 8-year-old. So in his room, like, he was just all about horror movies and wrestling. And he even had like a walk-in closet that was converted to like a movie room. I remember even seeing this poster on his wall. And like, I'd go down there, watch movies with him, but he had this thing where like he would only watch movies for like 5 minutes at a time and take them out, put another movie. I got to see just like 5-minute clips of this movie when I was young. But then I finally got to watch it. I was scared. Number one, like I always just felt like at any point he's just going to haul off and punch me right in the face. Like it was my buddy, you know what I mean? Like it was weird. But no, I recommend this movie to everyone. 10 out of 10 for me too.
Yeah. Scott, when was the first time you saw this movie?
In my 20s, early 20s.
Yeah.
Yeah. I rented a few classics from the Dunkirk video store, but I was petrified.
Let's take a moment to just remember how great that store was. That was
video. Absolutely.
I used to go up there all the time. That was great.
Smoking.
Yep.
Yes, smoking at the counter. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Oh fuck. So what would you get?
Trivia about it. At least the first one.
Oh yeah. What do you got?
I mean, you've seen it a million times. You know everything about it. So. I mean,
yeah. Well, yeah, probably something. I don't know.
Right. How long did it take to shoot this movie?
6 weeks.
Oh.
8 days.
8 days. Oh man. 8 months.
8 months?
I don't know. I don't know things. Time frames. Time.
Jason's the closest. Well, I guess actually Randy might be without going over. It had a 2-week shooting schedule and it took 4 weeks.
I'll split it with you, Ray.
A month. A month. What brand of chainsaw did they use? They put tape over the logo, obviously, but what brand?
Benford. Steel.
Benford sounds right. Something like that.
That's a made-up tool.
It was something with a B.
No.
I read it. I swear. It was something like that.
Polon.
Never heard of it.
I've had a Polon chainsaw. It was the 245A model, but yeah. That's my brand. Jason at least named a brand, a real brand.
I never had a Polon.
I get the point.
Had a pull off.
I've never had a reason to own or know things about chainsaws, so I guess I'm a loser. So are we moving on to Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2?
Well, did Scott give his rating?
Oh, what's your rating, Scott?
Out of what?
10. I gave out of 10.
Out of 10?
Yeah.
I think it's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, because it's inclusive. Throw a steak.
I was an adult when I watched it, and it had the same effect on me. So I didn't, have the experience of watching it as a kid. I'd probably be scarred for life if I did. But yeah.